reflection. So you're going to you're going to try to tell us how you became so successful. And I must say that at your seminar today, I was impressed when Shioku said that you are like a big sis to her, and I thought that fits right in with our philosophy. You know, you're here to try to tell us what your path has been in science, because you know our trainees can use it as a model. So thanks and welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you tell us about yourself?
So my name is Seung-Hee Yoo. I came from Korea. I came to US in '98 as a visiting graduate student for 1 year. I got a scholarship from Korea and then came to Joe Takahashi lab in Northwestern University.
And he's very famous.
He's very famous.
Were you scared?
I wasn't scared because I wanted to be part of his lab, and the motivation came from his 2097 cell publication that he first cloned mammalian clock gene.
I must tell you, you know, we've done some clock work in chickens.
Oh,
yeah, if you look up my name, we do have some publications in chickens.
Yeah, Chick Pioneer is the most...
Exactly, yeah, because pineal gland is, you know, anyway, so a chicken feeding habit. So your seminar was really exciting to me on that level, because I was familiar with the different feedback loops, you know, BMAL and PER2. Yeah, that's very good. So exciting. But there are two things against you. Is Dr. Takahashi Japanese or Korean originally?
He's Japanese original. His parents.
Yes.
He's
American. Yes, I know that. Yeah. Did you feel a little intimidated having an accent in Chicago? Was it Chicago? Did you
Chicago people not having that much accent?
Okay.
I mean, you mean my accent?
Yeah, your accent. Do you feel like in science, your accent and you being female, does that act against you? Do you?
I probably say yes. I was intimidated a little bit, but it took me not too long to realize that science is not about speaking perfect English, or science not being about like being American only, right?
Yes.
So I kind of overcome that barrier very quickly my first year, because I realized that there are things that I can do much better than fluent English speaker in terms of bench work.
Okay, the science. So the science spoke for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you came, you already had some experience that were useful in your work?
So I did master in Korea.
Okay.
And I came to US in my first year of PhD program. So I had 3 years of research experience before.
Okay, so that helped.
Yeah, that helped.
How about the social relationships in the lab? Were you scared? Did you have a mentor? Is that important to you or not important to you?
My lab was very friendly, nice environment, and then we have people from all different countries. So I wasn't really get intimidated or scared. And I have very good friends that I hang out together.
Okay.
So it took me about 6 to 8 months to really getting into the lab.
So you felt like part of the lab after about 8 months? You felt like
It's not because of I'm Korean and here is in US. It's because of Joe's lab was the #1 lab in terms of circadian research.
Yes.
So being his lab was intimidating because I want to impress him, right?
Yes.
But other than that, I didn't get scared or anything.
Oh, is that right? So you didn't get scared with say, I'm doing a PhD, if I make a mistake, they may kick me out, may go back to Korea?
I didn't worry about that part too much. Well, that's not the end of my life, right? I tried. So I was very happy that I came out. And I was very happy that I tried something new. Like today, this is new to me that I'm trying.
Yes, no, that's true. So one philosophy that you have then is that mistake is a mistake. It's not the end of it.
I think you learn from your own mistake. But if you don't make mistake, you don't even have chance to learn, right?
Okay.
PhD is that kind of process that you make continuous mistake, different mistake, hopefully, and then learning from different mistake and don't make same mistake again.
Yeah, okay, that's important. So now you have your own lab. If somebody asked you, what what should I have to be admitted into your lab? You had a master's from 3 years of research experience, and so Dr. Takahashi said, well, let's bring her in, even though she's not from America. Mm-hmm. When you are admitting students, what do you look for? What is it that you look for? Besides the obvious, high GPA, GRE, is there something else that you look for that's a magic in Dr. Yoo's candidate selection process, applicant selection, that minorities have to strive to be before they can be in your lab?
I don't think it's different between any ethnic group.
Yes.
But in general, I like someone who is innately curious about what that person is doing in terms of research, and they're persistent.
How would you know that?
I kind of give interview, like a 20-minute interview time.
Okay.
And I have my questionnaire that I ask, all different kind of questions. Like for example, when was the most challenging moment in your life?
Okay.
Like nothing related with science.
Okay, so you do really meet the person before you accept them?
Yeah, I talk to them, even if it's Skype meeting, I talk to them and kind of trying to learn about more personality and character. Not the score part.
Not the GPA or the...
That can kind of reflect a little bit, but that's not the decision maker for me.
Okay.
Because maybe my GPA is not too good.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, all of us come with different packages, right? Yeah. So when you select your student and you say, okay, now I see you're able to withstand challenges, you can come back from failure, like you said. What is the characteristic of the ones who succeed? I mean, you've been, one of my colleagues is, considers you her mentor. And she could be seen as somebody who is in your image. She's succeeded. She's on the faculty here at the top research university. What do you think students should have to be successful in your lab or in science in general?
So I have very close relationship with friends. I teach them. I'm on the site actually when they are doing experiment for the first time. So I often see that students who actually cannot even follow my guidance, of course they cannot be successful. And students who follow my guidance and do exactly I say, they may be okay, but I don't see them really being successful later.
Okay.
But the student who did what I say, but who come up with new idea,
modifies your idea,
and then understand the connection between my keyword. Mm-hmm. And they do something more than I ask them, they always become very successful.
And do you try to help them out and challenge them and say...
Yeah, I constantly put a lot of effort for my students. I like to challenge them and see their response and see how they are growing. And that gave me a lot of reward.
Okay, and how often do you meet with your students? Are you like a helicopter, are you a helicopter advisor, or you see yourself as make your own mistakes?
I think I mix and match. Mm-hmm. Depends on project or depends on where they are. I kind of mix and match both approach. And I try to talk to them right after they make mistake, not to blame them, but kind of help them to understand why they make mistake and then how they can improve next time. So that helps. So I talk to them every day, and I'm doing a lot of bench work by myself too. So I'm more interacting during the day.
So you know where the failures are.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes I intentionally let them try by themselves and learn from it instead of me just correcting them.
Okay. So do you have an advice for students who are graduate students and thinking they want to be like you, like the ones who listen to you today and give wonderful talk about your research and the history, the pedigree that you have? Mm-hmm. What is one advice you can give the young people today who are aspiring to be a scientist? I
really want to tell young people or graduate students put all their heart into research instead of thinking about this alternative career pathway. Because this day I really frustrated because from the day one they're thinking about alternative career. That okay, what if my academic career didn't work out? Then I need to have the backup plan, right? So they are looking for all these other opportunities, which is great. You need to have something like that. But it's not even started yet. So don't think that you're gonna fail or you don't like it. Like indulge yourself to science first, and then see what you get. And this new discovery you may get will gonna open another door.
So this is very good. This is really, really interesting, especially coming from a young scientist like you know, compared to some of us. Do you blame them? I mean, I think this is a conversation that we can probably even have a whole interview on. Would you blame them? NIH now has actually
I don't blame my students.
No. I mean, in terms of feeling like I'm not going to invest all into a PhD because I may not have a research career. I may go be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That's totally fine. So is it because there are fewer jobs, or is it because you're just thinking that some students are just not focused on this career?
I think a lot of students get scared watching their PI working day and night, writing grants and running around crazy.
Yeah.
So they see that, oh, I don't want to live like that.
But you are saying don't get scared. Just invest in it. Yeah.
Because this is one of the rare jobs that actually you can do without checking your hour watch, right?
Yeah,
I get so interested about this result, and I don't know if this is dark or bright outside. But you don't really get paid to do what you like to do in most of job.
Yeah.
So this is one of the rare jobs that you can really enjoy what you like to do. And there is also bad side that the competition and the depth of knowledge that you need to overcome is tough. But after certain time of like you overcoming that hurdle, you can really like enjoy it. Like when you are learning tennis at the beginning, you cannot enjoy it, right? You have to learn like how to move and all these painful things. But when you actually can play, that's the point that you can enjoy. And I think PhD is that time that you learn how to play tennis, right? Before you learn it, you don't enjoy it. So.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. So there's a challenge. You know, I think this is a good. There's a challenge where, especially for the female students that we have and most senior students. Have you heard of the book Lean In? There's a book that Sheryl Sandberg wrote called Lean In for women.
I think I heard about that. I haven't read that book yet.
So there's a question there. Every now and then we do have a student who has some social conflicts. You know, like she has a family, and so because you mentioned that the students get scared seeing their PI consumed by grant writing. That's why I'm here talking to you on a Friday. We have to. Have you had that challenge of balancing, work-life balance that NSF calls it in their advanced grant that they give to people? Is that a challenge for you or a young scientist?
It's a constant challenge for especially female scientists. Because there is a time that you need to take care of your family, like raising child and everything.
And you have to sometimes go home to Korea, and is that also a challenge?
Because international travel takes away a lot of time. So that's also a challenge too.
How have you overcome those? Have you tried to just say, I'll just ignore it for now? Or what would be your advice to our students?
I think the ideal way is balancing it.
But
there is no way to really balance it. I think it depends on the occasion and your career stage.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I have one or two last questions about mentors, because I'm really struck about your relationship with. Were mentors important to you? I mean, Takahashi was famous. You came down. But it sounds to me like you came to learn to do. He wasn't quite. Was he a mentor? Did you find are mentors important to you?
Right.
Is that an important aspect of your development?
So Joe is definitely my great mentor in terms of my science career and everything. And I often think that he's like a transformer. You know movie Transformers?
Yeah.
So it always change, right?
Yes,
It doesn't look like a car, but it become a car or it becomes airplane and everything. And I think as a scientist, we always need to transform ourselves into something new.
Yes.
And we are on the journey of learning new things like throughout our whole career. And he's definitely a good example of transforming himself every time.
The science of it.
In terms of his science.
Okay.
So it took me very long time to kind of keep following him, because when I finally reached to the point, then he's no longer there. He becomes something else again. So I said, okay, let me go there. And then he becomes something else. So I have to just like look up to him, but try very hard to follow him. And I think that's the great way of describing our job, actually.
Yes. No, that's true.
He influenced me a lot in terms of that way.
So you've accepted this transformer status of our job.
Because you cannot just stay in one field with doing the same thing over and over again. You need to redevelop yourself, learn new things, and adapting it. So he really trained me in a very good way, like that. But actually also because of his lab was very big, I always have interaction with like a senior people or junior people.
In the lab?
Yeah, so that was a very good thing to learn at the beginning, that science is not only me doing what I like to do. You still need to interact with other people, like learning and then also transferring your knowledge, and then you finally get all this synergic effect.
Yes.
So for example, my paper, I never really do everything by myself. I always kind of find someone who is better than me with that part and kind of work together.
So yeah, I read some of your papers and you've done really well. And that's so as a faculty, do you feel pressure to be independent, or you still look up to mentors as a faculty now?
There is a pressure that I need to prove my independency. So I try to do my own thing, independent from my previous work. But after I establish my independence in a couple of years, definitely I can work with my mentor also.
At the university? And that's important to you, or you do it as, well, they've given me a mentor, I need to?
I really enjoy working with different field, different scientists.
Okay.
So it's very essential for me, actually. It motivates me, learning new things.
Oh, okay, very good. Is there anything you want to leave as a parting advice to our trainees, minority students? Also a lot of females, about 80% of our trainees are females. And some of them are economically disadvantaged, some of them are minorities. What would be your first and last advice? You will say, do this and you're going to be successful in science.
I have one thing that I really want to say for the female trainee.
Yes.
Because I think it matters a little bit between different ethnicity.
Yes.
But generally, I think females, trainee or scientists, need to be more brave. And they need to really be more confident about what they can do. Because when I see male student versus female student, even if female student know a lot more actually sometimes and can do more, they are more reserved. They don't want to say that I can do this. And I really want to encourage that.
Have you had experience mentoring different levels of students, undergraduates in your lab?
Yeah, I always enjoy working with undergraduate students.
Okay, yes, they are fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they are fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm having too much fun when they are.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Amina is one of them. But she's a little
you
firecracker.
can see them growing every day when good students come to you. So that's very rewarding.
Yeah, but they're susceptible to your fear that they're afraid of one line. You know, they want to try out their careers. You know, they want, there's one working with Daniela now. Oh, very good. This has been really, really interesting. We appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
Thank you.
I'm sure our trainees will learn from you. This is great. Thanks so much. Very good.
Thank you.